Alright guys, welcome back to another market update video. In this video, we'll talk about how to trade Bank Nifty for intraday. Alright, in intraday or obviously banking stocks, because I'll give you an insight about uh, the movement of Bank Nifty. Alright, so it will be a short video. We'll discuss a few major points, and uh, and then you can work on it by your own. Alright, so let's uh, let's begin. So the first point which I want to talk about is range bound days. All right. So range bound days in the index. So how does that actually happen? So there are two ways in which a range bound day in the index can take place. All right. The first one is when all the major banking stocks, by the major banking stocks I mean these three four, ICICI Bank, SDFC Bank, SBI, they all go range bound. All right, which is very rare. Obviously, this is very rare to see on a single day. Now, the second way in which a range bound day might take place is when, I mean, some of these stocks are going up and some of these stocks are going down. All right. So this is the second way in which a range bound day might take place. So most common is this one. So to avoid a range bound day in Bank Nifty, if you want to avoid it, if you're, I mean, obviously if you're okay with trading these sort of days, then that's fine. But if you want to avoid a range bound day in Bank Nifty, you have to see which stocks are behaving which way. All right. So let's take today's example, because this sort of range bound day where everything goes sideways is very rare. We might not see it all the time. You probably see it once or twice every month. All right. So most common is this sort of a day where something is going up and some things are going down. All right. So what happens on a range bound day? Let's see today's day as an example. It's very heavily range bound. So in the morning itself, if you see, SDFC Bank started to become weak. All right, it started to become weak, and then it was throughout the day it was holding this supply. So even though Bank Nifty was range bound, this thing had a very clear bias, which was towards the downside. So you could have taken any short, you could have taken all these short trades, all right, around this supply, which is the supply which made the last low here. And again, the same supply made the last low here as well. So it's the same supply over and over again. All right. So it was bearish all day long. So you could have taken this short. All right. Now, same thing if you see on ICICI Bank, it was actually bullish. So in the morning itself, it is holding this demand. It's going back up to this supply, and now it's trying to break out, right? So then obviously when Bank Nifty when it was extended, it started to fall and break this demand zone. So this was the supply from which it was falling. So that is all right, right? But in the morning it was going up. So this was the supply, and this is the zone which it was breaking where it started to drop. All right. So very clear bias. Even though Bank Nifty was very range bound in the morning, if you see, the two banks had a very clear bias in them, right? Now when Bank Nifty started to fall around this point, 11:35, you see what happened in SDFC Bank. This also started to fall, and ICICI Bank also started to break. All right, around this level, this also started to get weak, right? So whenever Bank Nifty moves in one direction, you will see there is some sort of movement in most banks towards that direction. All right, so let's have a look at SBI as well. So SBI also going up after the morning um, move. Then again, around 11:35, this also starts to break all these wicks together. All right, and there is a lot of space down in these areas to cover. So SBI also starts to get weak here together with Bank Nifty from this supply. Obviously, this is a major supply which it tested and started to fall. So how can we use these stocks to trade in the index? All right, so let's take an example. So let's take Bank Nifty. Let's say if you're looking for a short trade below the VWAP, below this demand zone right here. All right, let's say you're looking for a short trade here. Obviously, you can use the stocks, you can trade the stocks directly, or if you have to trade the index, let's say how will you trade the index using different stocks of the same index. Let's say you are trying to short this right here, but you are well aware that the supply is right here. All right. So now if I look at the major banks around 12 p.m. All right, 12, 12:05, 12:10, what they were doing. So see, SDFC Bank was right here in the, let's say this up move hasn't happened yet. All right. So SDFC Bank is right here. So now this area, look at how far it is from the supply. All right. So this is not a good area to short SDFC Bank. All right. Now ICICI Bank, 12:10, it was right here. All right. Around this area as well. ICICI Bank. So again, not a good area to short ICICI Bank because again, it's at a demand zone. Now SBI at 12:10. SBI at 12:10 was right here again at a demand zone. All right. So all the banks together at 12:10 are at a demand zone. So if around this part every bank is at demand zone, why will I jump into short here? All right. Why will I jump in to short here if everything has just fallen? Sorry, everything has just fallen to an untested testing for the first time demand zone. Why will I short here? All right, it makes no sense. Again, we go back up. Let's look at this high. All right, let's look at this high right here. What is happening here? So this is 13. This is 1 p.m. So let's start from ICICI Bank. 1 p.m. What is it doing? It is at the supply now. It is at this supply now, and it has a lot of space below as well. All right. So no longs here. Now, if you look at SDFC Bank, what is it doing at 1 p.m.? 1 p.m. it is trying to go up. So this is all right, but again, structure is bearish. All right, this is not exactly bullish. It's just trying to get a bounce in. SBI again, same sideways, not trying to trade above the VWAP at all. All right, Axis Bank is trying to break out at 1 p.m. I think it's already up, so it's way here. It's already very far from the VWAP and the demand. So again, this makes this a very bad place for longs. All right, it makes this a very bad place for longs, right? So this is why these moves are not sustaining, because the underlying stocks, they are moving up and down like this. All right, so this is why these moves are not sustaining. So this is what you can use to trade Bank Nifty on range bound days. All right, you can judge your probabilities whether this will work out on the upside or not. Obviously, you use the zones as well. So if I'm looking for a long in the morning, I'll only look at this zone, because this is the zone which led to this move up, all right, which broke through this supply. So obviously I'm looking at this zone as well for longs. But when price is approaching this zone around 10:45, I'll also look at what other stocks are doing, what the stocks are doing in Bank Nifty, all right? So this is 10:45. So let's look at 10:45. So see, ICICI Bank is trying to break out. This is good. SDFC Bank has already fallen around 10:45. This is also trying to hold up this lowest demand. So this is also good for the time being. I'm not saying it will go up, but I'm saying it's holding. 10:45 SBI is holding the VWAP. All right. So now that is a good place to take a long trade. All right. And then you get a clear long trade till the day high supply. Whatever level, even if it continues, it doesn't really matter here. So the point is, you have to find out these specific points where your probability of winning is very, very high. All right. You cannot just jump in at any random demand zone and uh, trade with just I mean probabilities. All right, you have to work to make your probabilities better. And obviously, if I'm seeing ICICI Bank is strong and Bank Nifty is at demand, I will jump in and long in ICICI Bank. And this is the trade which I took. So this is the trade for me here. So I entered somewhere here and I exited somewhere around this level when it started to break down. All right, so this is how you have to work now. So let's see now what's going on. All right, now ICICI Bank is holding this demand as of now. It's kind of bullish, right? It's better than all other banks. SDFC Bank, okay, SDFC Bank, it's trying to turn downside. Well, it's trying to turn and fall. It's also around the VWAP supply. SBI, there's no action in SBI as of now, but it's trying to hold the demand sort of. And Axis Bank again, no action in Axis Bank as well. So here, if you see, a lot of banks have gone range bound. That is why Bank Nifty is doing this, right? So what I'll want here is I would want some sort of expansion any side to open up this strict range, all right, and then we can look for a rebound uh, trade in any of these instruments, all right. So you have to make up your thesis like this, and you have to then look at your zones and everything which you look at for trading, all right. So this is it for this video. Hopefully it's helpful. I think it will be very helpful for some of you. Make sure that you like and comment on the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good day.